if you want a simple, quick and easy Easter makeup look, then you're in the right place. Hi besties, I'm Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. It's so good to have you. I upload twice a week, every Sunday and Wednesday. One of you guys left a comment on my short the other day and asked for an Easter inspired makeup look, so of course I was going to bring it to you. I done this really nice pink and yellow eyeshadow look, so simple, really quick. If you do want to see how to get this makeup look, then just carry on watching. Of course, always starting with SPF, we never skip it around here. I'm taking the Beauty of Joseon SPF 50 Rice and Probiotics. I didn't know this until a couple of days ago, but if you struggle with oily eyelids, make sure you don't put any skincare on them when you're doing your skin prep before foundation. You learn something new every day. I'm just going to let that dry into my face and properly sink in for a few minutes, and then I'll prime my eyes with a concealer. In my last video, I really had to laugh at myself because when I was editing it back, I realised that I called this Hourglass concealer the NARS Creamy Concealer. And the funniest thing is, I don't even own the NARS concealer. When I was listening to the clip and heard that, I was like, excuse me? I don't think it is. Taking the Hourglass Airbrush Vanish, or is it Vanish Airbrush? I think it's the Airbrush Vanish Concealer in the shade Birch. I'm also just going to take some of that under my eyes. I think I applied a little bit too much. I always forget the amount of coverage this concealer gives because when I was blending that, I was like, oh, she's full coverage. I'm just gonna basically blend that down because I did apply a little bit more than I was meant to. And then just to set that, I'll take the airspun loose face powder. I haven't used this in quite some time because I've been loving the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop press powder, but this to me is just such an OG. It's what I always go back to. I just love it. I'm not going to set the rest of my concealer here. It's just really on the lower lash line, so when I apply the eyeshadow, it goes on a little bit smoother, and then once I've actually done all my complexion based products, I'll blend the concealer in with the foundation, so I don't want to set that too early. It's that time again where we play with some colour. I love colourful eyeshadow looks at the moment, so when I see one of you guys commented and asked for an Easter makeup look, I thought, I have to. Any excuse to do a fun eyeshadow look, I'm all here for it. This palette is the LaRoc Pro The Artistry Book Chapter 2. It's a really huge palette from Amazon. I think it was £8, £10, really affordable. Today I'm thinking of yellow pink. The first one we're taking is this beautiful yellow shade, or should I do pink first? This is the thing, I'm getting too excited. Okay, slow down Caitlin. I was basically just thinking to myself, do I do the pink first or the yellow? But I think I'll stick with my first idea. So I'll take this one here called Island Hoppin', which is a beautiful yellow, and pop this mainly in the centre of my lid. So I'm basically tapping on the lid so it deposits most of the colour, and then when I get to my crease here, I'm gonna hold my brush like this so it's got less tension, and I'm gonna lightly buff this out just so it's a little bit more seamless. Just dipping back into that colour to really intensify this. Always remember as well just to tap off the excess before you apply, and this really helps prevent any fallout from going on your face. This one is Baby Girl, this one's Cotton Candy. There's not really much between them, but I would say this one is a little bit brighter, but I don't really know what colour I want to take. Taking this one next, which is Baby Girl, which is such a stunning pink. There's two places I'm going to place this colour. One is on the outer part here, and then the next is on this inner part, and I'll blend both of those into the yellow. And then now I'll just switch between the shades. So if I think the yellow colour slightly faded, I'll just take a little bit more of that colour, go back in, and then I'll do the same with the pink until I'm happy. Taking a little bit of this one, which is the deeper purple. It's basically just a little bit more vibrant. I'm just going to place this on top of the pink that I've already placed. Taking a clean fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend into the crease. I'm going to take this a little bit higher. You can see here, this is where my crease is. I'm going to take it a little bit above just so I can really make this nice and bright and take up most of the area in my eye. I said that and I went, I don't even know if that makes sense. I basically just want to take all of this area and use as much as I can for the eyeshadow look. And then when it comes to here, I'm sort of just going like this with my brush. Taking this smaller brush here and basically placing the same colours just on the lower lash line. So this is what I'm working with at the moment. The only other thing that I done off camera was just take the brush with the yellow eyeshadow and blend that right under my brow, which I really like. So I've just done that, and then I think I'm going to apply a little bit of highlighter just on the inner corner. And now just taking a little bit of the Real Beauty highlighter and enlighten. Oh yeah, that's nice. Because it sort of blends into the pink, so it looks like a pink shimmer. For brows, they're still pretty much in really good condition after I got them laminated, waxed and tinted. But for any sparse areas, I'll take my favourite Catrice little brow palette in the shade 010. I have no idea how I forgot to do basically my favourite step when it comes to lashes, and that's to press a brown eyeshadow into my lash line so it makes my lashes look a lot fuller. I'm just going to take this brown shade here and just press that into the upper lash line. Hopefully you can see the difference between this eye that has the eyeshadow pressed into the lash line and then this eye without. I feel like it really is quite subtle, but it makes a world of difference. So now that that's done, I recently got a new foundation, which is the Haus foundation. I picked up the shade 015 Fair Warm. The shade match for my pale skin, out of this world. The shades in this foundation, they're essentially like MAC, so they're flipped. A warm shade would actually have a cool undertone, and a cool shade would actually have a warm undertone. Right now when I'm looking in the viewfinder at my mirror, I know it does look a little bit pale, but I promise you, once it's blended in, there's like no colour difference between my neck and my face. It's crazy. As always, just blending this further down into my neck with this brush. And then just blend in around my laugh lines and around my nose. Set it in place taking the same powder, the Airspun Loose Face Powder. I feel like this look would not be complete without a gorgeous baby pink blush. So of course that's what I'm going to go in with next, and I'm taking NARS and I'm taking Thrill by NARS. And taking my absolute favourite bronzer for pale skin, the Sephora bronzer in 01 Golden Gateway. And I basically just tap this or press it into the skin. And then I'm just going to take whatever's left on the brush just to pop a tiny bit on the cheeks. Now for my favourite part of any look, the lips. I just love a good lip combo. I'm taking my powder brush and just cancelling out as much of my natural lip pigment as I can. Taking this lip liner by Sephora in the shade Pink Frosting. And then taking this Revolution gloss in the shade, it's literally so small that I can't see it without my glasses, but I think it's the shade Pink Candy Nude. So this is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think down below. But I think I'm really liking it. If you enjoyed seeing my video today, give it a like and leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.